Alright, jumping right into it. We're into the dimensioning unit, and there's a few things that are going to be new and needed in order to finish this assignment up, and the rest that are coming in behind it. And past that, showing you layers and dimensioning and how to adjust those dimensions, I'm just going to kind of start from scratch on this drawing and hopefully show you some time-saving tips. So the name of the game, the goal for dimensioning a drawing, is to put as few dimensions as possible on the drawing. That's why right here we're looking at 5 inches from corner to corner. You wouldn't have to put that 5-inch dimension right here as well from corner to corner to show it. It'll just be a repeat. That information is assumed. So we're looking at this block right here. Say it's a block of wood with 3 holes in it, and I'm going to call that the front view. Over here we have the right side view. So obviously same height, 3 inches tall and 3/4 of an inch thick. So that is showing you the depth and how deep this front view would be. But we don't have any perspective, so you don't see anything behind it other than the face that is visible to you. So over here on the right side view, same thing is true there, in the sense of you don't see any of this detail and these holes that are missing in the block when you're looking at it from the right side view. You would just see this face, and it would be 3/4 of an inch deep. So that is where we're getting into these hidden and center lines. Here's a hidden line showing you the exterior, the perimeter boundary of that circle. This one, if we followed it over nice and straight, would be showing you the big circle's perimeter. This different line type, and I'll get there and explain line type, is obviously showing you center of the circle, and same thing continues on down here. So I'm going to get started by drawing a box that is 5 by 3 inches to make the start. So rectangle tool up here, clicking and dragging, and I'm not clicking again. I'm going to go down and click dimensions. Now I'm going to type 5 enter, 3 enter, and there's my box, and I haven't placed it yet. I want it right there. I'm going to blow this up a little bit so I don't have to keep zooming in and out. So I'm going to scale it, and that'll probably do. So we have our 5 by 3 box, and that's our start. I can be lazy or efficient depending on how you look at it. I'm going to copy it from that point, and I'm making sure I'm absolutely straight over, not going up or down at all, and placing it there, the copy. I need this to be 3/4 of an inch total. It's 5 right now, so I can grab that rectangle, dragging it in, and telling that to go in 4 1/4. More copying and kind of efficiency stuff. I'm placing it right there, only to rotate, right click rotate from there, get it laying down nice and straight. Now I'm going to move it up a little bit, again staying straight, and I'm going to drag this out, O-snap and polar tracking to get it up. So right now we have the same 3 boxes, our outlines for our top view, front view, and right side view. So let's go ahead and put some circles in and make sense of hidden and center lines. So we have a diameter, right? Diameter symbol of 1.5. So I'm going up to circle command, pull down for diameter. I am not placing it in the right place on purpose. I'm just going to draw it 1.5 inches. Now I'm going to move its center point to be right on the corner of my object, because from there then I can go up 1.5 inches and over another 1.5 inches. Nice and straight, 1.5, and then over 1.5. So that is put in the right spot. I'm not going to take the time, I think it's repetitive, to make these little ones. We'll just work with this. So now we need the dashed lines. Hidden's lined up with exterior, center on the center. So think of that more than just, oh, it's a different color, right? It's got dashes in there. And really what we're getting into now are layers. So by default in AutoCAD, you only have one layer. We've done all of our drawings so far in there. I'm going to click Layer Properties, and I'm going to make a new one. I wish that button was bigger, but clicking New, and I am typing Hidden. Clicking on the color, we'll make it purple, line type, this is the important part. Clicking, load, we're in hidden, and I want the 0.5x, the half as big, because I want, where we're going to put these hidden lines is a relatively short distance, and I want to have a lot of tick marks and a high frequency breaks. So the 0.5x, okay, don't forget to hit it there as well and click it. I'm going to close that, and I'm going to put myself in the hidden layer now, and I'm going to draw that hidden line on the top view, which is right here. So what I want to do is I want to snap to the quadrant, not letting me. Right click, quadrant, and now I'm going to hover and track up, and there is my hidden line. To save some time, right click, copy, and I'm going to copy it from that base point and move it to that one. So that we're done. Essentially, we're done right there. Alright, we're back. A little break in the action. So hidden lines, that should hopefully make sense. I guess if it doesn't, it'll take 10 seconds here. I'm going to show you how I'd be doing them on the right side view. There's one. Grab it, right click, copy, and I'm copying it from there to there. Hidden lines look good. Let's jump into center lines. Very similar, but a little different. So layer properties, making a new, calling it center. We'll make that red. And line type, that's the important part. Load. As you can probably assume, we're going to have the same size, the half as big scale. Okay, center, okay. Putting myself in the center layer, making a line. Right there to right there. Now on the assignment, you can see that the center lines extend past the object. For this drawing, it doesn't make sense why, but it will in the future, I promise. And I'm not going to explain why, because it won't make sense yet. So I'm going to place my line there, cut off at the boundary of this object, just like the hidden lines, but now I'm going to extend it a 1/4 inch, 0.25 decimal form. Another quick tidbit for you, know that you can also input fraction, 1-4, sorry, for a 1/4. So we are set up and in good shape there. So the beauty of layers and why they even exist is so that you can turn them on and off. This is a really simple drawing with just a few things in different layers. But imagine a house, the floor plan of a house. I did this, years ago when I built my house, drew it all up, concrete to plumbing to electrical to kitchen cabinets and everything included. So then I could go up here and say turn off all of the interior walls, turn off the electrical, and you can see how it would totally clean up a drawing. Because my concrete guy doesn't need to see where the kitchen cabinets are going. He doesn't care. So that's the beauty and the power of layers. While we're up here in layers, I'm going to make the last one that you need. I'm going to go DIM for dimension. We're going to make those yellow. And we want them to be continuous, so I don't have to touch that. We definitely don't want dashes and tick marks in our dimensions. So getting away from hiddens and centers, now we are getting into dimensions. And this is where you're going to spend a lot of time. Linear, pretty straightforward. Click in there to there and I get that. I forgot to put myself in the dimension layer, which is a good thing, a mistake, but it's going to turn out well because I want to show you that if you do it wrong, don't delete it and redo it. Simply select it and you can move it and put it in the dimension layer. Pretty handy. I'm going to click another linear measurement, right? Last thing I did was linear, so I'm clicking that and now I'm going to go corner to corner and notice how it's given me same numbers and I can't do anything about it. Cancel. Here's the difference for aligned corner to corner. As you can imagine, you're going to get that true dimension. Forgot again. Okay, now back to dimension layer. Circles, pretty straightforward. Diameter, pull down, there it is. Life is good. Don't need that. I have a bunch of extra zeros here that I don't need, that are not necessary. Again, the name of the game for dimensioning is making it as clear as possible so that someone could look at this object as drawing and be able to recreate it without any missing info. So we want to get rid of extra zeros. Your pull down menu right here for all of your dimensions, getting familiar with that. Below that is annotation. Pull down, don't click standard, click this right here that looks like a dimension. Dimension style window will pop up. We're going to go modify, primary units, and here's where we get to change our precision to 2 digits past the decimal. For this assignment, you're going to stay in decimal. For a couple of the other drawings later on in this dimensioning unit, that's when you're going to be changing to architectural. I know they're fractionals, but architectural has the tick marks, the apostrophes, where fractional does not. So just know that. Back to decimal. Symbols and arrows, I'm not going to require that you do this, but your first and your second and your leader, what that's all talking about here are what do you want these arrows to look like. You have a lot of different options to basically customize your dimensions. If you wanted to make the arrow size bigger, that's how you would do it there. And center marks. Right now, that's what it would look like for our center mark. We can go none, we can go huge, kind of crosshairs looking. I don't need you to change it. I just need you to know that you can. And if we had to blow our text up, the size of it, we could do that there too. So we're going to stick with everything kind of default settings, set, current, close, and now we're down to those 2 decimal values. That is everything I think you guys need in order to complete the 4 drawings in the dimensioning unit. So I hope that helped. As always, email me, ask questions so we can get questions answered, and I don't want you guys getting frustrated and wasting your time. So hope that helped. All right, chat soon.